Okay, so we found the key to Scott's chest, so we're gonna go open that right now. Right in here. Okay. Key to a basement. Okay. I'm Sister Rachel. Although I wasn't here when you last came, I hope you remember me. I was your nursing mother after you arrived here those years ago. On July 4th, 1975, Father Calvin came to us holding a basket with you in it. He said that you had lost your parents and there was no one to take care of you. When you were 10, Father Matthew came to see you. He had just become the head priest of Painscreek Trinity Church. He visited you often. Everything enclosed within this package used to be yours. I think you should have these. May God bless you. I asked Andrew about Sophia. First he freaked out, saying that I shouldn't go around speaking that name. Then he said he'd never heard that name in his life. Is he hiding something? Why would he lie about Sophia? I asked Wanda if she knew anything about Sophia. She said Sophia used to work as a maid in the mansion for a few years until she was let go. I met Derek today and asked if he knew anyone by the name of Sophia. Apparently he's not on speaking terms with me. I wonder if it has anything to do with Trisha. I asked Bernard about Sophia. He was surprised that I knew that name, but proceeded to say he did not know her that well. I met Dorothy while tending to the garden. I asked her about Sophia. She looked confused. She was curious as to where I heard that name. I told her it came from Andrew. She kindly explained that Sophia was a close friend of hers when Sophia first came to work for the Roberts family. Unfortunately, she had an affair with Charles when Vivian was hospitalized. No one has heard from her ever since. I wonder if the affair was the reason everybody's quiet about it. Okay. Let's go. There's a door. We'll try that door after. I want to try his room. See if this key works. Yes, sirree. Okay, so Father Matthew went on a mission trip, and that's about the time that Sophia was having the affair. And then he's saying how Father Calvin told him that she had left Painscreek. So I wonder if he knew or had assumptions that somebody had killed Sophia. I'd always wanted to be adopted. Is this Scott's? No, it was written in 1971. Okay. I came to Painscreek Trinity Church. To be honest, I would prefer to have a real family with people whom I can call mom and dad, but Father Calvin said God has other plans for my future. I told Miss Roberts that a relative of mine would fit the position really well. I know I shouldn't lie, but I want Sophia to be here in Painscreek. Okay, so this must be Father Matthews. Okay, they were in the orphanage together. Can't seem to get enough of this place. The food is delicious, the atmosphere relaxing. It's definitely one of my favorite places in Painscreek, followed by the church and the Little Big Books. Okay, so next I think we should go back to the hunting cabin and see if we can use these keys. I think that's it. That's from that picture from the PIs. On Valentine's Day, Trisha gave me some chocolate. I've never seen that brand before. I bet it must be expensive. Hopefully she can forgive me. It's been quite some time since I last talked to Father Matthew. He's always asking how I'm doing after Sunday service, but I tend to ignore him whenever possible. I need to find a way to make amends with him. The grass has been growing wild lately. The weeds are everywhere and Andrew's not here. I was about to pick Andrew up from work when I found him lying unconscious on the floor. There was an empty bottle of sleeping pills on the table. I immediately called the ambulance. He tried to commit suicide 3 times. I visited Andrew at the hospital today. He's out of the ER and recovering quite well. He told me his story. In 1972, there was a maid who came to work at the mansion. Her name was Sophia. She was a hardworking young lady with great personality. A few years into her job, however, she had an affair with Charles. A child was born. When Vivian found out, she was furious and decided to kick her out of Painscreek. On June 26, 1975, at 11 p.m., Vivian, Dr. Johnson, and Andrew confronted Sophia. A fight broke out. Sophia fell and hit her head on a nearby well. She stopped moving. Her neck was broke. Vivian then asked Andrew to take care of the body and her baby. After that night, they vowed never to tell anyone about the incident. I asked what the baby's name was. He said it was Vincent. As I left the hospital, I could help but pity Andrew. That's what I was thinking. Hmm. There has to be... I think there's a way to put this cross in as a key. Oh, see? And that was the picture from the PI's office. There it is. I found who killed my mother. Yep, he started putting all the pieces together. Could you even imagine? I realized who I am from the moment I saw the photo. I have the exact same blanket. I know who my father is. Everything makes sense now. So that must be the picture that he got from Dorothy that has the blanket. I need to know where they hid Mom's body. There was no room for whatever questions I had left. I had been told I'm the boy he gave to Father Calvin to get rid of. He was utterly shocked. I know who I am, and now I feel everything is falling apart. Andrew came to the cabin and told me where the body was hidden. He said he was sorry and left. Externally, I was quiet. Internally, I was sputtering and livid. After he left, I came to my room and cried. The well had been dried up and was covered in moss. I wouldn't have known that well even existed if I didn't work at the mansion. I finally found Mom's body. I buried her in the cemetery next to Father Calvin. There was no tombstone for her, just a wooden cross. A month has passed. I haven't worked since and have stopped meeting anyone. Trisha knocks on my door every day, but I would hide each time. I don't know what to say to her, but I know we cannot be together anymore. Father Matthew visited me today. He said that he hasn't seen me at church. The tears just flowed down my cheek. I cried and I cried. I just couldn't stop them. I told him everything. I told him that I know that Charles is my father. I confessed that I now know that Trisha was my half-sister. That's the blanket. Ooh. So that is a lot, which I kind of knew. I had my assumptions that Vivian was responsible for the death of Sophia. That really doesn't bring us any closer to knowing who killed Vivian, which honestly at this point, like, I don't know if I even care who killed Vivian, you know? Like, she has dead people's blood on her hands. And the saddest part is the ones that got hurt the most out of all of this was Scott and Trisha. Okay. So we have a few extra keys. I mean, we basically know what happened. Well, we don't know who killed Vivian Roberts, but we know the rest of the story. We don't know if Scott actually killed Vivian. I don't think he did it. I think Father Matthews killed Vivian. Once he found out everything and found out that Vivian, those three, Vivian, the doctor, and Andrew, killed Sophia, who he loved, he killed maybe all of them, but definitely Vivian. Anyway, that's my assumption. So let's take a look at what we've got. So we got an old mansion gate key. So that's to the back, I think. And then music box. That's probably to Trisha's music box. And then this must be to the old sewer. Okay. So let's take a look. Let's go back to the mansion and look at the music box. There it is. As I've grown to learn about my birth parents, I feel as if a great veil has been lifted from my eyes. I now understand why Father Matthew was against us seeing each other. He was right. Please believe me when I say I did not kill your mother. I've never lied to you, or I never will. I don't know who killed Vivian. Hopefully the truth will come out someday. There is so much that I want to tell you, but I cannot at this moment. I pray the day when I can express everything to you will come quickly. All I can say is that I am sorry for all the pain that I have caused you. Please forgive me, Scott. So sad. Okay. Let's go open that back gate and see what's back there. Is this the well that she was in? Oh my gosh. This is giving the Ring vibes. So this is where they put her body. Zero 526. If I was just thrown in a well, I'd haunt some people too.
looks like that's it, so. Okay. Then we have the key to the old sewer.
So let's go find that and see if we can get into the basement of the hospital. So I just ran around for about an hour looking for this. And I ran past it probably 50 times or more.
That's crazy. Okay, so now I probably need this sewer map. So I'm here. So what, I need to go down and around? Is that correct? It's kind of gross to think that I'm walking around in sewage. Can you imagine how bad this smells? I don't have that key anymore. Oh gosh. Oh, finally. A freaking tool.
So if that was switched to off, but it was on when I was in the hospital the first time, that means somebody turned it off. I don't want to think about it. The PI's wallet.
Briefcase key. Bernard. Bernard? Maybe? Maybe.
received an anonymous message this morning. It claimed that Scott wasn't Vivian's killer. I've had my doubts about Scott. Me too. I received another message yesterday. It told me to look into Bernard, the mansion's butler. Today I received a key in the mail with the initials BH. Something just doesn't add up. Maybe it's just a hunch or simply that I'm thinking too much. But would he really have killed Vivian? I don't think so. I don't think he killed her. Because reading his diaries, he sounded like he loved her. So I wonder what happened to this PI, where he is. It's weird his stuff is here in the mortuary. Maybe he's dead. See if we can get into these. Find a body. And now I guess we can go get into the doctor's office. That key should work. So we'll do that.
Henry, I just received a letter from the NMB investigation firm regarding the use of the RRF funds. I need you to call me. Henry, we really need to talk. Please call back. What's going on, Henry? Why aren't you returning my calls? This is really important.
So it seems like the doctor was stealing money. The plot thickens. From 2 to 3. I don't know if it's a joke that you sent me this threat letter, but if you know about the well, then you must have found out the truth, just so you know your wife is the one behind all of it. If you have any grudge, it's with her, not me. I was just a witness in Sophia's death, nothing more. But Charles is acting like he didn't know anything. Well, maybe he didn't know. Maybe he didn't put Scott as his son. But then it says fax it tomorrow, so maybe he never got to fax it. So maybe Charles still doesn't know. I know what you did. Meet me by the well at midnight. You know which one. Come alone. Okay. Let's see what we got. We got
got that key, Bernard key, and we got the briefcase key. All right, so let's go back to the hotel. Okay. So this should give me the total to be able to open that desk in Bernard's house. So we'll go try that. The code for Charles' safe in the gallery is Vincent's birthday. How could I have not thought about that? Yeah, me too. Call Sheriff James, check his file. 7741. Oh, I wonder if that's the code to the sheriff's desk or locker, that file safe. We'll have to go check it out. So it looks like reveals something punctured his lungs with the switchblade, which Derek has one in his room, but there's also a missing knife from Bernard's house. Victim's lungs do not contain water, which shows that he did not die by drowning. Front torso, face, and back portion of forearm suffer numerous lacerations. Victim most likely succumbed to blood loss before being placed in the water. Oh, so he was killed before he was put in the car. Found lying in front of matching gate, pronounced dead at the scene. 12 centimeter wide and 7 centimeter deep crack found on the right side of the head. Interesting. I was never able to get into this box. So I was able to find the code to this. And in this box, it talks about the autopsy of what they found with Vivian Roberts. The biggest things in this is this right here. The killer is left-handed. It also talks about it being an axe. So I know in Bernard's house, he has a case that has axes in it, and the case is broke with an axe missing. And I also know from Mary Martinez's diary that Bernard is left-handed. I'm not 100% convinced, though, that he is the killer. This all kind of points to him. Then I found records of alibis. So it just talks about where Charles was. Then it talks about Matthew Brooks, who said that he was out of town the night of her death. So that's interesting. And then, so here's Bernard Hopkins saying that he felt sick, and that he lives alone, so nobody could really vouch for him heading back to his house or his whereabouts. Same thing for Dorothy. She said that all of them say that they were helping out with this fundraising event. Same thing with Mary. And then Derek says that he was with a friend, and that his friend can vouch for him, but he never gave his friend's number, so his alibi could be confirmed. Nothing in that drawer. And then down here there was a key to, it was a car key. So I of course went to the very first car that showed any signs of like real significance, which was this one, which was the PI's car. and it sure enough opened it. There was another, it's a lockbox key, and another piece of his diary, or another diary. And so this has another diary, which says that he believes that somebody is lying because it was recorded that there was an event, which was the fundraising event that everybody was helping out with, but he remembers reading somewhere about it being canceled. So trying to remember where he read that. So we'll have to go through our notes and see if we can find where that was read or written down. And then it also talks here about the E in all of the killer's messages is slightly off in comparison to all of the other letters. And it says, if I can find that typewriter, I can find who killed Vivian. Now, I specifically remember seeing 2 typewriters. One is in Derek's room, but I don't quite remember where the other one was. It might have been in Scott's place. I'll have to go back and check. And then I hid the key in one of the drains by the roadside. So we're going to have to go check the drains.
Before we look at the drains, let's head back over to Bernard's house and try to open that desk and hopefully his room. See, this just doesn't sound like somebody who killed her. So I wonder if he's the one that killed Scott. She seems to be really bothered by the name Vincent, and her relationship with Charles seems to be just for show. I wish I could comfort her. She's going through so much right now. Her rocky relationship with Charles, how she really dislikes Scott. Sometimes I would give her some suggestions when she asks what she should do. Mostly I'm just happy to be with her. She feels miserable being with Charles. They hardly look at each other, let alone speak. Personally, I don't think Charles deserves her. So it kind of sounds to me like he was in love with her or really cared for her. Maybe she's having an affair. This is the 6th time I followed Vivian after she went into the building with the guy. I parked the car nearby to wait for her to come out. Is this considered stalking? Yes. Before leaving, she kissed him on the cheek. What's going on? No matter what Charles did to her, she has kept her faith in him throughout the years. How could she be having an affair now? She's better than that. She's supposed to choose me. Uh-oh. Holy cow. There's a lot going on in this little town.
Okay, so it sounds like he had some like psychosis stuff going on and he stopped taking his medication. Let's go back through the mansion. See if we can find any locked desks that key works on. About the tea room, I don't remember. I think the only thing that was really locked was that. Maybe. Oh. Oh. Okay, so that guy that she was meeting up with, that Bernard thought they were having an affair, she was actually just working with to get a art museum set up. So they weren't having an affair. Okay. Room 203. Okay, so here's what we know. Vivian Henry Dr. Johnson killed Sophia. Someone killed the three of them, which we know from their autopsy reports. Everything's kind of pointing to Bernard killing Vivian, which I guess he could have solely just killed Vivian, but he had no reason to kill Henry and Dr. Johnson. And I think whoever killed Vivian killed the three of them, which is somebody that loved Sophia. So that could have been Charles, or that could have been Father Matthew. So I wonder if Bernard told Charles that he thought she was having an affair, or if she really was and Charles figured it out. Oh, Scott was found with multiple stab wounds to the heart. So somebody killed Scott as well. So here's my question, is with all of these people that have been stabbed and reports of the other people that were murdered, why is Vivian the only one that is being investigated? That's weird. Let's go back to Dorothy's house. Okay, so Trisha was discharged. Okay, Here's a theory. What if Trisha was released from the hospital and she was trying to catch up with Scott because she thought that Scott killed her mother? What if Trisha was the one that killed Scott and then killed herself? So Scott died in November, and this is saying that Trish fell or jumped to her death in December. So it would line up if she was the one that did it. Let me look. Zero 0526. Oh, it says Sophia on it, so I think that's it. 0526. Okay, so this letter's from Matthew Brooks, Father Matthew. Oh, and Matthew too. I almost forgot about him. So it seems like she didn't really care for Matthew the way he cared for her. Landing a job here as a maid was the best thing that could have happened to me. However, I never imagined I would be having an affair with a married man, let alone my employer. Now I'm carrying his child. How do I face Matthew? I miss him, but I'm glad he decided to extend his stay there. It gives me time to prepare how I'll explain my situation to him. I don't know how he'll take it if he just hears the truth blurted out once he gets back. My baby was born today at 8:20 a.m. and it's a boy. He looks just like Charles. Dorothy's taking good care of us. Charles visits me all the time, asking if we need anything else. I told him he didn't have to come so often and to instead focus on work. As a mayor, he must have a lot on his mind. Charles told me today that his mother Magdalene will be arriving in 2 weeks. She knows about our relationship. I feel nervous because she's a strict woman. At the same time, I'm happy because she told Charles to take responsibility for me and my son. Soon I won't have to be a maid anymore. Charles has decided to name our child Vincent Roberts. I like that name. All right, letter from Oliver, the photographer, and I guess she was taking care of his store. I bet that's to the photo lab. I think I'm gonna go by Oliver's first, and then I think I might know the code. I might have the code to Father Brooks's office desk. There we go. Okay. Finally got these tools.
Charles has lost all of his family members. He's all alone. I can't imagine the pain he is going through. Dorothy left Painscreek early February, a month after Trish's funeral. The hospital closed shortly after. By the end of the month, Charles had packed and departed Painscreek for good. Wanda passed away. Derek moved. I've been thinking about retiring for quite a while now. Maybe the time has come.
Nothing. Well, that is the only thing I am missing is... Oh, there's one. Aha! Yep.
Oh, the E's are different. This is him. He killed him. This is the killer.
I feel like I should pick that up. Oh yeah, there's that drawer in Dorothy in what's her face's house.
Vivian kicked Sophia and the baby out of Painscreek. Everyone believed that. But the truth is, I took the boy and put him in St. Patrick's orphanage and named him Scott. I sincerely hope that you can forgive me for hiding this from you for so long, Calvin Bennett. So I wonder if he knew that Sophia was actually killed, and that's why he had Scott.
June 6th, 1995. I met Andrew in the evening at his house. He was hallucinating when we met, saying that he's seen Sophia everywhere, that he's a sinner, and that he should die. But I didn't mean to kill him. My hands are still shaking. June 30th, 1995. Dr. Johnson came. He was surprised to see me. He tried to justify, saying it wasn't his fault, that he was only carrying the baby and had nothing to do with Sophia's death. When I revealed the truth about Magdalene, his face turned white. He didn't expect anyone to know the truth. He deserved to die. July 19, 1995. Just like the doctor, Vivian came alone. Instead of feeling guilty, she called Sophia a bitch who destroyed everything she had. I didn't feel any sign of remorse, feeling of guilt, or repentance from her at all. So I gave her time to express herself. And then I killed her. It's all over now. Why am I not at peace? There's this nosy investigator in town. I thought that if I led him to believe that Bernard killed Vivian, he just might believe it. But I made the mistake of trying to mislead him. Now he's suspecting me of being the killer. He has to die.
Oh my god, my heart is like freaking racing. Oh, Sophia's helping me. Uh-oh. Sounds like he's like right behind me. Ah! Yes! Oh my god. Ouch. How did he get up on me so fast? Okay. Oh my gosh. Seriously, like my heart is about to come out of my chest. How is he right behind me? I don't understand that. Ah! Oh, I was supposed to go down that way, I guess. I wonder if I'm supposed to go. Oh, jeez. Ah! Oh my god. I'm so scared right now. I think I'm supposed to go up here. You want me to die? She saved me. Oh my god. Whew. Bro, that was intense.